Try before we die. Welcome back, everybody, to the Whiskey Review Show, where we don't know what we're drinking, but we'll tell you what we're thinking.
Or at least try.
We will. And before we get going, we're going to press the button on Randy and find out our bottle number. Thanks again to all our subscribers. And pass these on. We really appreciate your support and your comments. It really keeps us going. Here we go. Tonight, Mal, we're going to drink bottle number...
1.
There's a lot of bottles here. Shh, we added more.
Ooh!
This may be the highest number bottle we've pulled yet, bottle 297. And this is going to bring us to a brand new shelf that you've never seen before. And it's in the snooker room. We'll see everybody around the corner for bottle 297. This is exciting. As promised, a brand new shelf in the snooker room. Now, it's not brand new, but it's new to you. Bottle 297 is 288, 89, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bottle 297 is the Glenglassaugh Torfa. This is a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. I think this is one of their peated releases. And I believe, if I have this right, if I remember correctly, Torfa means peat. I think it's a Gaelic word for peat or dirt or mud or smoke or seaside campfire, something along those lines. This release is coming in at 50% ABV. I've not ever had a Glenglassaugh release, and so I am sort of looking forward to this. So we'll see everybody back at the bar as we crack a new distillery. I made it back from the snooker room.
That's
now.
a long trip. I didn't even see you.
Yeah.
It was so far away.
Yeah. Listen, I keep expanding the bar, the shelves, everything, but we pulled the Glenglassaugh Torfa.
Torfa?
Have you ever had a Glenglassaugh?
I have not.
Yeah, neither have I. Well, let's get it opening and breathing and we can talk a little bit about it. Glass.
Oh, look at the inside.
Oh, well, we'll see. Here we go. Hope we don't have a cork failure. Nope, we're good.
I would have to say that is lively.
You like that one?
Yeah, that one was.
You think this bottle's gonna glug?
No.
Not enough air?
Wrong shape. Oh.
That's actually a pretty good pour.
Yeah.
And it held for 2 pours. All right, let's get those capped up now. All right, so the Glenglassaugh Torfa, coming in at 50% ABV. My first time with a Glenglassaugh, yours too?
Correct.
All right, there it is. Richly peated Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. I said it was Gaelic for mud or campfire. Old Norse word for peat.
Oh.
Let's look at this last sentence. Is a brooding, edgy character whose personality is found at the darker end of the spectrum. Which is interesting given how light this spirit is.
Yeah. And it's like, looks like that Glenglassaugh or whatever.
Yeah, it's got something happening in there.
Suspended.
It's also coming in at non-chill filtered and natural color. It's not, we don't know much else about it. Torfa, Old Norse word for peat.
Those Vikings.
50% ABV.
Okay.
You nervous for a highly peated Highland single malt Scotch whiskey?
Not as nervous as I would have been a couple seasons ago.
Yeah. Let's just see if the Glenglassaugh is referenced in this particular...
At least you're having a good day.
Magic. That there was no setup. Was there a setup?
No.
All right, let's see if the Torfa.
All right.
All right, let's see. These guys are characters themselves in their books. Let's see what they have to say about
right.
the Torfa. Sweet, strong peat centered on a heady blend of sea air, bacon, and a vaguely medicinal note. Nicely balanced between sweet and smoke. Pair it with smoked fish. It turns out we have prepared for this whiskey. Or Chinese food. Chinese food spiciness with honey, oak, toasted nuts, cantaloupe, candied cherries. No age statement.
Was there anything about the what's inside the bottle, like that look?
Just says this will trick Mal.
All right.
This will hold his attention. It's probably just astigmatism in your eye. What do you got for a color, Mal?
It's really pale. It's like a really light straw.
Straw. I'm gonna go right with you on the straw. It is. I mean, there's no color. We got no age statement. Makes me feel like this could very well be a younger whiskey. We could be in that 7 to 9 year range, because this is all the color it's picked up from the barrel.
And it has a very slow legs.
And when they talk about the darker end of the spectrum, sort of in that peaty sense, what we know about peat is that over time, peat mellows out. So when you start talking about 15 and 20 year whiskeys that are peated, that peat is very mellow. So when you have a more intense peat experience, you're almost always talking about a younger whiskey. So we're going to find out how intense this peat is. Ready? Oh, it's there.
The sea.
The sea, right.
A little medicinal.
Medicinal for sure. Alcohol, 50%.
Yeah.
Clean though, clean. Not worrisome.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe a hint of the fire.
It's actually making my mouth water a little bit. I'm looking forward to it. Might make my beard grow.
Just in time for the battle royale.
Where I spend my professional day, I have some people asking me if I'll help them tame their dragon. And so I guess there's some movie where there's a fellow with a beard and takes on an apprentice for dragon taming. All right, we've got a straw, we've got the peat, the medicine, a little bit of the sea, some campfire, but it's still gentle enough that it's not intimidating.
No.
Making my mouth water. Are you ready to try it?
Yep.
The Glenglassaugh Torfa coming in at 50%, our first time with this distillery. Highland single malt Scotch whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Go ahead, Mal. What do you got?
Oh, there it is. So I'm going to say this. For peated whiskey, I'm not really picking out a lot of the peat, but I am picking up a lot of the sea.
I've got a date on this bottle, and I'm trying to decide if this makes any sense, but it looks like this is the April 14th, 2014 bottling. If that makes sense, and we'll do some research. I'm getting the peat. I'm not getting an overwhelming amount of smokiness, but I'm getting some of that fire burn, some real spiciness happening. There's a very friendly opening, and about halfway into it, then it sort of, I don't want to say exploded, but it expanded with that spicy, mild peat seaside experience.
It's actually rather refreshing.
It's clean.
It really is. I mean, it's not. I'm.
There's
sort
no
of like
gym
lost.
socks in here.
Yeah, I'm sort of like lost for words because I was expecting more.
Right.
In the sense of this peat, this sea,
dark end
this,
of the spectrum,
and
right?
it really doesn't do it justice.
And there is something really rich on the top of the backside. Sweetly, deeply, darkly rich.
Almost chocolatey. Or nutty. Maybe nutty.
This is a very interesting, not only a Highland, but that they've peated it in such a way that it's giving us, and I'm not going to connect this to an Isla, right? This is a peated Highland. In many ways, it's almost as if, Mal, and follow me for a second.
Yeah.
It's almost as if this were a peated lowland. Because it's so light,
Okay.
crisp, and clean.
I see where you're going with that.
Right? But that peat brings it to this other place. But that light, refreshing opening brings me to a lowland.
I'm going to throw maybe cinnamon.
As part of that spiciness.
Spice part.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying this whiskey.
And it's definitely, excuse me, in that middle, there's something magical about the middle there. I can't put my finger on it exactly.
It's like a unicorn in a kilt.
But it's really nice. It's a good feeling, it's a good taste, but I can't picture what it is. But it's there, and it's really pronounced.
Yeah, no, I am impressed with this whiskey. For a no age statement, high ABV, taking itself out of the expectations of its region.
That's right, because there's a 50 as well, right?
Right. Bringing in elements of other regions, and they've created this welcoming and yet mildly intense drink.
Yeah, and it's that when you hold it in your mouth, that's where you get this intense, like it's something. And I, for the life of me, I can't tell you what it is. But there's something there that just rolls around, nutty, chocolatey. I don't know what. Yes, please. But it's there. And I don't get an overwhelming, like, medicinal. I don't get an overwhelming peat. I don't get an overwhelming source of this is, like, not something I'm going to enjoy. This is something I'm thoroughly enjoying. And again, 2 seasons ago, I would have been scared as hell of this.
Yeah. All right, so here we are.
All right.
We've got this light opening, this mildly intense ending. We've got a lot of spiciness. We've got some seaside, some mild smoke. This is a nice glass. Before tonight's episode, I put together an accoutrement tray. Nice, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And so, not knowing what we'd get, we've got some bananas, some cranberry chocolate, some orange chocolate, some sea salt chocolate, some 1000-day cheddar, some Danish blue cheese, some smoked oysters, and some smoked mussels. There are several things on here I want to try. I want to try the cranberry. I want to try the mussels and the oysters, and the sea salt.
That's what I want to do. Because I'm not a big fan of this smoked stuff, but I'll play this game.
You've been saying that about these whiskeys for years.
But I want to try the sea salt because I don't know if that's going to unlock what that middle part is.
I'm going right for an oyster.
You do that.
Because it just says, give me a smoked fish, it said. Well, this is as close as we got. And I like oysters. Very smoky. Oh my gosh. That is like a seaside marriage of salt, ocean, peat, and still this light. Oh, that was nice. Where are you with that sea salt?
I want to say that middle part is butterscotch.
Okay, so that chocolate really melded well for you too.
It did a good job of like bringing this flavor. And let's just say it's not butterscotch, But whatever it's doing is really, I mean, it's gone again. I mean, it's really pleasant. It's really
again.
pleasant.
I cannot but double dip and get myself a mussel, a smoked mussel. Again, oh my gosh. It's like if you put two boxers in the ring and the bell, and they walked out and hugged. There's no fight. It's like a marriage. These smoked shellfish.
All right.
Can I twist your arm?
No, I'm not going to freaking go there.
Not gonna do it. I mean, I want to go into this cranberry.
Had you done smoked salmon, I would have been all over it.
Right, I want to go into this cranberry. I want to go into this salt chocolate. This whiskey seems like it's made for so many different things.
I think that the salt smoke is what's enhancing this. I don't know, but I'm dubious about your cranberry one. So I really want you to try it, just so I can see what the result
just
is.
so I can have another sip of this whiskey.
But I will tell you that this salt
There's
chocolate,
cranberry.
the salt chocolate is wonderful with this.
So those two fighters came into the ring and high-fived each other.
Wow.
Right? The hug was better.
Yeah.
But there was just enough friction, just enough conflict to be like, yeah, there's something else going on here. It works.
Wow.
This is a really nice glass of whiskey.
I actually think this whiskey, and I don't like to go here but this whiskey really does well with being paired with something.
Third point.
I've enjoyed this far more with something than I did when it was Just Please. Than it was just straight. Then don't get me wrong.
It was good to start.
When it was neat, it has this amazing freaking journey that you go on. That having it being a peat-based Highland really doesn't do it justice, because it does so much more than just being saying, oh, peat and we're doing this sea salt, we're doing this. There is so much going with this.
I have all this leftover smoked shellfish in my mouth, this chocolate in my teeth. It is just so good. I want to make a commercial for Glenglassaugh. Glenglassaugh goes with everything.
No, that's really tasty.
It's really good.
Again,
Let's Siskel and Ebert this. You ready?
that is, I mean, again, a couple seasons ago, I would have been really like,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that is just an eye-opener.
I hope it's coming across like how genuinely we're impressed
Yeah,
with this
that's an
whiskey.
eye-opener. That really is.
All right. Well, we've sung the praises. Let's see what the crew has in store for us. I will not forget the Glenglassaugh.
No.
All right. Always remember to forget the things that made you sad, but never forget the things that made you glad.
Cheers, mate. That was a goodie.
That was a goodie.
Thank you for the new section.
The Glenglassaugh Torfa, Norse for peat. It should be Norse for awesome, and goes with everything. And I'm gonna try it later with the blue cheese. I'm gonna have more of these mussels and oysters. You have to try the cranberry.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly
Stunning, just stunning glass of whiskey for a no-age
But I
statement.
would like to have what that taste is. What is that taste
Yeah.
that's in that middle?
Yeah,
Because it really is intense.
We'll do some more research off camera.
No doubts. That was fantastic. I love that.